Hi students, welcome to first year commerce class. Our lesson business finance is going on. In previous class we have discussed about the differences between shares and debentures. We have discussed that shares are the part of ownership capital, whereas the debenture is part of borrowed capital. Shareholders will have voting rights, debenture holders will not have voting rights. Shareholders will get dividend only when the company earned profits, whereas debenture holders will get interest irrespective of the profits or losses. The rate of dividend payable to the shareholders will be decided after the profits are earned, and it depends upon the policy of board of directors. Whereas the interest payable to the debenture holders is prefixed. In advance we will communicate to the debenture holders that what rate of interest is paid. So shareholders are the owners, debenture holders are the creditors. So few points we have discussed. I hope you might have gone through that. So after completion of syllabus, at a time you cannot study all the 50, 100 answers. We have discussed all in these classes. So my suggestion is to by heart the answers as and when they are explained. So day to day you divide your work rather than compiling, rather than storing them for the future. Once the exams are announced, later study means at a time you cannot study all subjects and all answers. It looks a heavy burden to you, and you may get very less marks. So better you go on studying day to day basis. Whatever you have explained in the class, you study on the same day. So that will help you to remember the answer, by heart the answer in a quick time, and you can remember it for a long period of time. Better have the textbook. Any doubts, you make a note of that and bring it to the notice of us. So we will clarify. So now we have discussed in this lesson source of business finance. We have used so many sources. I told equity shares, preference shares, retained earnings, public deposits, clear, institutional finance. So different sources are there. So different sources means we can get capital from these ways according to your requirement. Remember, every source will have certain advantages and certain disadvantages. Clear, everything is not 100% perfect. Okay, suppose say there is a very good college, but it may be very far from your house. So quality education may be advantage over there, but the distance from your home to that college, as you require 3 hours to travel, so it is a disadvantage. So like that, certain points will be there, some advantages will be there, some disadvantages will be there. Similarly, when you got various sources, like you can get bank loan, you can get loan from ICICI, you can go for issue of equity shares, you can go for issue of preference shares. Every source has got its merits and demerits. So in this class, we are going to discuss about merits and demerits of equity shares. What are equity shares? Equity shares are the ordinary shares which do not carry any preferential rights over receiving the dividend or capital at the time of liquidation of the company. Means you stand last in the line. You stand last in the line. First of all, when the company business activities are going on, whether it earns profit or not, it will pay interest to all the creditors of the capital of the company. Like it will pay bank interest, it will pay interest to the debenture holders, it will pay taxes. If all is done, if the company has earned some profits, first of all the profit is distributed among the preference shareholders as a preference dividend. After that, if money is left out, that is paid to equity shareholders. So equity shareholders are the last claimants. Last claimants means in receiving the dividend, they stand at the last in the line. Okay. First it will be paid, dividend is paid to the preference shareholders. After that, if money is left out, then the equity shares are paid. So these people do not carry any rights, any preferential rights. No priority is given. They are very ordinary people, equity shareholders. The people who have purchased equity shares are called as equity shareholders. If you purchase debenture, you are called as a debenture holder. If you purchase preference shares of a company, you are called as preference shareholder. Very simple. If you are studying CEC means you are a CEC student. You are studying MPC means you are a MPC student. Similarly, if you purchase equity shares of a company, then you are called as a equity shareholder. So equity shareholders do not have any priority in receiving the dividend or receiving the capital at the time of liquidation of company. They are the real owners. So what are the advantages of equity shares for both the company as well as the shareholders? Let us discuss about the advantages. First, merits. Equity shares do not create any obligation to pay a fixed rate of dividend. This is very, very great benefit, great advantage to the company. This is the advantage to the company. Obligation to pay means there is no compulsion of payment of dividend. If you earn profits, that too after completion of making payments to different claimants, if money is left out, then only equity shares are to be paid or to be given dividend. Equity shareholders cannot demand dividend or cannot demand any reward in the absence of profits. If company has got profits, if board of directors have decided to give dividend, then only equity shareholders will give the dividend, get the dividend. So company does not have any compulsion. Obligation means the responsibility of payment. So that obligation is not there, free. If you have got surplus profits, you have got enough profits, you will pay, otherwise you need not. Equity shareholders cannot demand you, sir, we have provided capital to you, why don't you pay us dividend? So they don't come to your company and they don't create any issue. So they do not have that right. As per Companies Act 2013, equity shares do not have any right to demand dividend. Dividend is paid by the company as per their policy. That too when the company has got profits. So you can't demand. So that is the reason company is free from the obligation. In case of debentures, it is not like that. Whether you earn profits or not, you have to pay interest. You cannot escape from your responsibility of paying dividend, even from the bank loan also. For example, recently for many people, you might have had experience with your neighbors, or you can discuss with your parents. Suppose we have purchased an AC or car or bike from various showrooms. Even though it was Corona, COVID-19, we did not get salaries, we had to pay the installments. We did not get any exemption. Even though it was postponed, say some delay was there, but you had to pay with penalty. So nobody excused us. Got my point? Similarly here, in case of debentures, company has to pay at any cost. But in case of equity shares, it is not like that. When the company will earn profit, then only you will be given the dividend. Next. So here onwards, I have written equity shares in short form ES. ES stands for equity shares. Don't get confused. So equity shares can be issued without creating any charge over assets of the company. Charge over assets means you need not give guarantee of assets. Like mortgage is not required, girvi is not required. Means what? Take this asset papers and give some loan. That is called mortgage. For issuing equity shares, you need not give any guarantee of assets. If the equity shareholders have got confidence in your management, they believe that they will get dividend at a particular time of profits, and the company will run in a proper manner, the share value will increase in future. So when they have confidence, they can invest their money into the equity shares of a joint stock company. Companies are not going to give guarantee of any assets to the equity shareholders as they do in case of debentures. Next, equity shares is a permanent source of capital. It is very important. Permanent source means the capital once taken from the equity shares need not be paid back. We pay only once the company is closed. But during the lifetime of the company, shareholders cannot come to us and they cannot demand their capital back. In 2000, we have invested okay, into your shares. So please give us money back. So the shareholders cannot ask like that. If they want money, what they have to do? They have to go to stock market and they sell off shares in the stock exchange, not in the company. See, we are the company. Suppose I have established Sri Medhavi Limited. You people have given me 1 lakh rupees. You have purchased some 100 shares. You have purchased 100 equity shares from me. I am Sri Medhavi Limited. Now after 5 years, if you require money, you cannot come to me. Sir, in the year 2020, we have given you 1 lakh rupees. We have purchased 100 shares. Now we want our money back. So take your shares and give us money. No, you can't come to me. If you require money, what you have to do? You take those 100 shares to stock exchange. There is a security market, stock market in every state capital. There will be stock brokers. In second year, we will be learning about stock exchange. You go there, you give your shares. You tell them, sir, in Sri Medhavi Limited, in the year 2020, we have purchased 100 shares. Now we want money back, we want to sell off. So the brokers, according to the rate, they will sell and they will give you money. You cannot come to the company. Company will not give you back. It will be given back only when the company is closed down. Only when the company is liquidated, means all the business activities, operations are closed, all the assets are disposed, shut down, winding up, then you will get capital. Then the company itself will call you, because they will be having your address and they will call you and they will pay back your capital according to the availability again. There is no guarantee that you will get the full amount. Okay, according to the amount available, you will be paid. In the meantime, if you want to sell, if you want your money back, you go to stock exchange, but you cannot come to the company. Next, equity shareholders are the real owners. For the shareholders, what is the advantage? These are the 3 advantages for the company. The last 2 are the advantages for shareholders. What is the advantage for the shareholders? They have got voting rights. In election of board of directors, they can participate. Even the shareholders, if they possess more number of shares, even they can become the directors of the company. So they are the real owners. Then if company is earning sufficient profits, extra profits, they will get extra dividend, increased dividend. Because for equity shareholders, rate of dividend is not fixed. It is decided according to the availability of the profits and according to the policy of the board of directors. If sufficient profits are there, you can enjoy more dividend. Like the other day I told you, you have hosted a party, you prepared a lot of food. People came, only few people came from outside and you have supplied the food, but lot of food is left out with you, so you can enjoy. There is no limit for that. Similarly here, once we give away the fixed rate of dividend to preference shareholders, interest is paid to debenture holders and other creditors as per the agreed rate. Now any profit left out with the company can be enjoyed by the equity shareholders. So in that way, they have got great advantage. So that is the reason equity shares have got more risk, but more returns also possible. Now limitations. What are the disadvantages for the company in case of equity shares is investors who prefer steady income. Some investors don't like fluctuation. Increase or decrease is called as fluctuation. So certain investors do not like that. They want fixed rate of dividend. They want guarantee of income. So such people will not prefer equity shares. Though you give advertisement that our company is issuing equity shares, please come and contribute capital. So people may not come forward because they are not interested in equity shares, as equity shares do not give guarantee of income. In case of profits, the dividend may increase, but in case of less profits, the dividend decreases. Sometimes you won't get anything in the event of losses. So the people who prefer steady income, means regular guaranteed income, such type of people may not be willing to invest their money in equity shares. Then cost of equity shares is more, okay, when compared to other sources like bank loans or preference share capital or debenture capital. Cost of equity shares means, well, for raising and rewarding for equity shares you have to pay more money, so cost of equity shares is more. Then more legal formalities are there. If you want to issue equity shares, you need to take the permission from Registrar of Companies, you have to issue prospectus, so many legal formalities are there. You need to get the prior permission from Registrar of Companies. It must be the part of authorized capital. Your memorandum must permit to issue equity shares. So like that, so many rules are there. It is not easy to just go for issue of equity shares and get share capital from the people. Next, additional issue of equity shares may dilute the voting power of existing shareholders. Quite naturally, for example, in a classroom, 20 students are there. If 200 students are permitted, will the class be quiet? Is it possible to control? 20 people were there earlier, class was going on, suddenly some more section got combined. So now the class strength has become 200. Will the lecture will be quality one? No. Because people, when they have joined, so they make noise. The energy may not be sufficient to reach 200 students. So naturally, the quality of the teaching will get diluted. I hope you understood my example. Similarly, in a company, when there were limited shareholders, if you issue more and more number of equity shares, people from different corners, after buying the equity shareholders, they also will become the owners of the company. They also will get voting rights. So once you give voting rights to all people, so already existing shareholders, the previous shareholders, their powers will get diluted, means they will not have control over the management of the company. So these are the merits and demerits of equity shares. In the next class, we will be discussing about the merits and demerits of preference shares.